Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show. Hey,
what's up?
Hello, and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And Sha-Boom boing, I'm your other co-host, Seth Nacho. Welcome to this wonderful recording on a windy afternoon.
Crazy wind, dude. I almost got blown over on my ride out here.
Yeah.
The not friendly weather for a 200-pound boy on a 300-pound motorcycle.
Potted plants falling down from the sky.
Yikes.
but definitely leaning over for sure. Secure your belongings, everyone.
And if you're just joining us on YouTube, secure yourself some premium content by hopping down here in the description to go over to Spotify and listen to the real agenda, what the show's been about the whole time, what we're actually pushing.
Right. Exactly. The truth. Doctor.
Yeah. Is that the first Doctor of Big 25?
Nah. I don't think so.
You know what?
There's no way. In February, we've got a doctor before this.
If we're wrong, hop in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. Say something like, I'm thinking I'm right.
Throwback, dude.
Yeah.
That would definitely be the first I'm thinking I'm right of the year.
That would be the first one of the year, yes.
How dare you steal that from me?
Whoa, I said then to do it in the comments, not...
That's my thing.
Dude!
I'm thinking that's my thing. But it is good to be back once again. Ignored this. We've actually thrown away our phones and we're no longer paying attention to the world. Don't call me. Don't text me.
Definitely don't at me.
I won't see it.
Yeah. You and what army? God gives his notificationist battles to his least phone soldiers. So, another week of, in the Trump era, another week of updates and things. Where should we even begin, Doug?
Yeah, you had something all queued up and ready to go. So if you want to start, if you want to get into Trump stuff, we should probably
Should I start there?
Probably.
And then I do have a question for you later, but I figured we could ease into that.
That's not the order of stuff.
Dude, we're weaving. This is the year of the weave, right?
Well, if we're gonna weave, can I at least pitch you some? It got a small bit of attention on Twitter.
Oh, for sure.
But I want you to hear it personally, and maybe we could work on it a little bit.
Yeah.
What's that? The guy was tweeting. I responded back to him, and I'm saving the punchline because I had a punchline for him. But the guy was tweeting about what if John Wick was autistic?
Okay.
And I was like, well, isn't he kind of already? But
I mean, to me, John Wick and the guy Ryan Gosling from Drive, they're a little similar.
They're really good at what they're good at, They have special interests. For John Wick, it's guns and dogs, and I guess nice cars. But where I come in, I make this even better.
He included dogs.
He does the whole thing is about every movie he gets a dog, somebody kills it, and he's like, now you have to pay. And then at the end of the movie, he gets a new dog, but that dog gets killed at the start of the next movie. No. It sucks.
I don't know if you've seen these movies.
I've seen all of them so many times, exclusively while blackout drunk.
Okay. Fabulous.
They're my favorite for probably not the reason a movie should be your favorite. But autistic, you call the movies, let's change it. Let's confirm him autistic, right?
Okay.
So now he's called John Tick, and he stems by reloading his gun over and over again.
Okay. So he takes out the magazine, puts it back in?
Yeah, he's just like, I'm not going to keep... It's a little crass
I wish he could stim with like a butterfly knife. That'd be cooler. But that is pretty cringe though. But it would be cooler than reloading your gun over and over again.
Hey, John Tick, pretty funny. That's it.
Yeah. Do you remember that guy on TikTok that used to like make reloads for like random shit?
Yeah.
He had like a children's toy and he'd like do whatever and like reload it somehow. Like it was cool.
Probably one of the best social medias that's ever been.
Yeah. John Tick, I like John Tick. I like that guy. What's a good John Wick moment? Like, when he's like fighting Hanzo, is that guy at the top of the hotel in the third movie? Like, he just...
Yeah.
And the guy's got his sword out, like, what are you doing?
Just 3 times. Always.
Like, doesn't he in one movie, he like throws somebody's head into a pencil, right? Or like something, or he kills that one guy with a book in the third movie. Like, does he reload the book? Like, puts a bookmark in it?
That's the real dirty trick about the John Wick movies. They talk about him killing people with pencils so often. You never get to see him do it.
Yeah. That's the only time I've ever seen that is in the Joker. Well, not the Joker, but the Dark Knight.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Most overrated Joker, by the way. I think it's been long enough that we can all say it. It's really sad that he killed himself. That sucks. Heath Ledger, you shouldn't have done that.
You made it sound like you did it on purpose. I think it was an accident. There's no D.
I'm pretty sure, like, he straight up...
You think it was on purpose?
Pretty sure it was a suicide.
Okay. I didn't know that.
He was a sad... Everyone who knew him. So, I mean, like... Can you trust actors in interviews? I don't know. But everybody who knew him and talked about him was like... Yeah, he was a tortured soul, man. He was dark. Jack Nicholson even told him not to play the Joker. He's like, you don't want to do that role.
Oh, because he played the Joker.
Which is especially funny considering what Jack Nicholson's Joker was like.
Yeah, it's ooh.
Tommy gun, like, sorry folks, bank's closed. Like,
Yeah, he really played into like the campiness. For sure.
I don't know if Jack is even like a method actor or whatever, but of all the people to be like, you don't want to play the Joker, son.
Considering his performance, yeah. It's like, dude, I would love to play that. What do you mean? I would love to be Jack Nicholson's Joker. I'd have such a great time.
Well, then you get into play against, was that Adam West Batman or was that Clooney Batman?
What was Michael Keaton Batman?
Oh, the Forgotten Batman.
I don't know which one it was actually. I'm lost now.
Dude, the only thing that I know Michael Keaton for as an actor is playing Superman's dad.
Okay, interesting. You know what I know him from?
What was that?
Beetlejuice.
Wow.
The original.
Wacky.
The new one, I don't know who plays Beetlejuice. I didn't watch it.
It's crazy.
Did you watch it?
If he was Beetlejuice, it's crazy if they replaced him. We gotta find this out.
No, they had to replace him. They needed a younger actor, right? Because like the most recent movie I can think of with Michael Keaton was that weird wrestling movie that like won an Oscar nomination or something. I don't know.
No, he reprised his role as Beetlejuice.
He did.
And then they replaced the woman instead of
No, they did Jenna Ortega, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because she had to grow up. Or whatever. Or they had to find someone that was younger. I think maybe the old actress might have played the new mom. And then like Jenna Ortega was the new daughter. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie.
It.
I didn't. Have I read a synopsis?
Probably. No. Do you remember that synopsis?
No,
definitely not.
No, I haven't read shit. That would be a funny bit sometime though, Doug. If we do we read some funny synopses on the pod. Because I remember reading one about a Bill Cosby movie. It was about like a ghost dad or something. And that synopsis was funny.
I agree with you, but what you're actually pitching is a Letterboxd episode.
Damn. That's not good, is it?
No, it's fine. Letterboxd is a lesser-known social media website where people do movie reviews.
Oh, shit. I thought we were talking about Red Letter Media or something. I was like, oh, shit, we're copying somebody.
Fuck those guys. That channel sucks.
Damn, Doug.
I think I'm about ready for it, if you will ask it to me.
You are?
Yes.
Okay.
It needs to be interrogative, and it needs to be massive. I'm talking about a big question, brother.
Right. So, my friend Doug, I might have asked this before, I'm not sure. But, the topic of this question is catchphrases. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
My friend, would you what would you consider your own personal catchphrase? Or like, this doesn't have to be definitive, but like, what's something you've been mulling that you would think would be a good catchphrase for you?
Okay, like many big questions you've posed, there are multiple ways to answer this. There's what I would like to be known as my catchphrase. Like, in a perfect world, if I wrote the script, what would my catchphrase be? I don't have an answer to that one.
Right. If you like wrote a movie about yourself, you don't know what your catchphrase would be at the moment.
Yeah, I know for a fact that there's two things that I've said a lot that I'm just sure that people in my life associate me with that word or that saying at this point. They are based. I call stuff based all the time. I just use it, throw that out there.
Okay.
Something happens, I'm like, nice, based. The other one, very similar in usage, roll tide. I be saying that shit a lot.
That's pretty funny because it can be used for a lot of things.
Yeah, and I've done it enough to the point where it's mostly with my tabletop group, right?
Yeah.
I've said roll tide in so many situations and in reaction to so many things that now other people in that group who have no attachment to college football or this beautiful state I call home, they'll roll tide me back. So
yeah.
I have successfully infected the minds.
You have infiltrated the deep state Discord servers.
So at this point, I'm fully a roll tide guy. So that's the realest answer you could possibly get.
But Auburn basketball, though?
Yeah, they do good.
They just beat Alabama yesterday.
Who cares?
1 and 2 in the country. That's crazy.
You know what?
Alabama's number 2, Auburn's number 1. It's like we gave up on football, said, fuck it, let's do basketball this year.
Hey, Alabama Jones decided he'd rather be on fucking ESPN. So,
Okay.
we'll go next.
So-
we'll be fine. We'll rebuild.
So, I was thinking about
What's
what your
yours?
catchphrase would it be, though.
Oh,
And I was thinking it would be I'm thinking I'm right. Like, I always thought that would be it.
in terms of the show, for sure.
Yeah.
What's yours then?
Recently, I've been saying Sha-Boing Boing or Sha-Boom Boom. I don't know why.
Stop.
It just comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, probably don't.
Yeah,
That's not good, dude.
What do you mean? I think it's pretty funny.
That stinks.
Okay. Well, back in the day, it used to be "It's lit, fam." I used to say that a lot.
That's much better.
But that was like in my early 20s. Like nowadays, I'm saying "Sha-Boing Boing." Can we make this a thing, guys? I literally clipped something from my stream the other day where I was saying "Sha-Boing Boing."
You know what? Live your truth, but see, it's not too late to not be that guy.
You don't like it?
I hate it.
Give me some stark reasons. Give me your reasoning about why it's bad.
Okay, well, the fact boing boing is bad. It's just not good.
Boing boing. You don't like boing boing? That's the part that's getting you?
Yeah, and it's because an already well-established social media figure, Dan Henschel. Have you ever heard of this guy?
Dan Henschel, I've not heard of that guy.
You most assuredly have seen him. He's made his whole career off of being, how you say, extreme. He did like a whole series of, he's known for yelling a lot. He did a whole series of just yelling in his car and painting himself up in, here comes the Joker again. He painted himself.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah. What if the Joker was blue and orange?
I remember that guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
So, one of the posts that he did when he first took up was a naked beach selfie that he...
Well, we don't know if he's naked. He might have shorts on.
He captioned it, "At the beach, where the hose at? Cocky want boing boing." And so now every time I hear boing, it doesn't even have to be too boing. Every time I hear the sound boing, I just automatically think cocky want boing boing.
Okay, well that sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, it's not just me who has this problem though.
I think Sha-Boing Boing is just a fun. But what about Sha-Boom Boom?
That's way better. Already massive improvement.
Sha-Boom Boom better.
I can get behind that. Sha-Boom boom!
Okay, alright, well, I found the clip, by the way. If we want to...
That's, yes, send it.
Hold on, do I turn the volume up? Oh, wait, it's like at 2 times speed. What the?
Love that.
Hold on 1 second.
Can you make it 4?
Yeah, no, you can only go 2 times. Okay, here we go.
Here it is. Is this it? Sha-Boom boing? There it is. Sha-Boom boing.
Cocky went Sha-Boom.
I got it. The Cocky doesn't want Sha-Boing boing. Cocky wants boing boing. Sha-Boing boing is my thing. It's because I made him whiff and then I made him whiff again. It was funny. Anyway, I think it's my new catchphrase, bro. But I'll try to make it now just Sha-Boom boom. Because I said Sha-Boom boom last night, so I'll try to stick to Sha-Boom boom.
Very good.
Yeah. But catchphrases, man. I just think they're interesting.
Yeah. I think, importantly, one cannot force their catchphrase. It has to be organic.
It does. Just like a nickname.
Some nicknames you have to force. I was thinking about this.
Well, no, a nickname can't be forced on you, but it goes away if it doesn't get enforced.
So I'm somebody who is really good at nicknaming, but the crucial thing is, even if they don't like it, if it's a good nickname, you have to say it a lot. I was thinking about this actually the other day. My fucking Photos app did the memories thing, and I was like, well, it's been a long time since I thought of K-Dog. That was my fault. Like, he showed up to the unit. This was a Marine Corps thing. He showed up to the unit. His last name starts with a K. And I was just like, we need something to call you. Welcome aboard, K-Dog. He's like, no, I don't want to be that. Everyone else loved it.
It's like when someone's name's Jonathan, you call him J-Money.
J-Dog. Like, anything dog is, like, top tier. And
at that point, it's not even a nickname. It's just like
but
don't feel like saying your name, bro.
2 weeks of him protesting, and then people kind of like low-key forgot what his actual name was for a second because we pushed K-Dog that hard. We had like senior members of the staff calling him K-Dog.
It reminds me of an old school nickname that some other people might have had.
Which one is that?
Can I bring it up? It won't bring up repressed memories, will it?
Well, that depends. I'm
So,
curious.
So Doug and I have been potting for over 2 years now.
Great.
But we've been friends for longer than that, believe it or not.
Debatable.
At this point, we were friends back then. But Doug used to have a really dumb nickname back a long time ago. Do you remember?
I've had many.
Okay,
the
well,
first
the
one
one
I'm thinking of is Thornton.
That's the one that I was thinking of. People force that on you, just like you're talking about with this K-Dog thing. And it got pushed so hard. Some people, I think, forgot your name. I'm pretty sure some people that was your name.
I'm just completing the cycle at this point.
Yeah, you literally were just like, you know what? That happened to me. Let's do it again.
The other one from that...
Shoes on the other foot now. I'm the bully.
The other one from that period that I do actually look back fondly on is I was like the only guy wearing a watch. And I just became briefly known as Time Slave. Which... a little problematic, but it was like 2009, so slavery was still funny.
Yeah, it was also, we were like kids in school, so...
Yeah, and now we're all woke and we can't laugh about slaves. What the fuck?
Are you serious? Dude, I just saw a TikTok the other day that everyone's laughing at.
Good. All right, yes.
Guess what? It's a woman.
Yes!
She was like, I was in the street at night and I felt unsafe. I saw a black guy. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Should I talk about this on the pod? Like, I don't want to get us in trouble.
So the way she did the bit was actually very funny.
Yeah, she subverted.
Like, so it turns out that we inherit stuff biologically, and maybe
prejudices and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she clutched her purse.
Which I saw a black man coming. I clutched my purse, and I know it didn't make sense because I can't buy him.
Yeah, exactly. That really
like you think it's about him being a criminal. But it
really subverts expectations, and then she says, "Yeah, but then he mugged me." So, I mean, I thought it was a little funny, but you know, that's all it was. It's you don't take it seriously.
Another common female W.
Okay. Hell yeah. Well, should I talk about this Trump stuff?
Let's get into it, brother.
Because it's a little crazy.
Before we start. What's the TLDR on this?
That's the thing. I did read it, but like it's so much. First, let's talk about this shit about Musk. So apparently, Trump signed an executive order titled "Implementing the President's Department of Government Efficiency Workforce Optimization Initiative," which gives an operative from Doge to be assigned to every single agency. I'm guessing in the bureaucracy, where that operative will be in charge of hiring and firing. And it also puts downsizing in Doge's hand, where they will fire 4 people and only hire 1 person in return.
Okay.
And so, and the operatives all report to Musk, who's not, the president.
But he
and
is,
something
he is in charge of Doge as a project, so of course they would report to him.
Yeah, of course. And apparently he's probably doing some stuff to help himself. And also, there's no evidence of these billions and billions of dollars in waste, apparently.
Well, I mean, that is just straight up misinformation.
It says, hold on. All right, Trump said that Musk had found billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse, but in fact they have produced no evidence of such waste. Today, Representative Jared Moskowitz, Democratic from Florida, said Congress has had no information from Musk or Doge, and when asked to produce evidence of fraud, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt simply listed things that seem to be against the president's policies and his America First agenda. And the big winner from all the cuts to the government has been Musk himself, who has eliminated the agencies that were scrutinizing his business.
That's like a way of framing it, I suppose. But yeah, let's get into all this, actually.
Yeah. About that executive order?
Yeah,
There's more to this post. This is a Facebook post, by the way, that my distant aunt posted. Well, she shared someone else's post. Yeah. This is not her post. She didn't write
Nobody makes content on Facebook. It's all reposts.
Yeah, right.
But good to know how it stumbled across.
I'm sourcing. My sources are fleshed out.
Exactly.
Who made this actual post? Heather Cox Richardson.
Okay.
Who's an author.
I mean, same.
Heather Cox Richardson is a political historian who uses facts and history to put the news in context.
Kind of sounds like what we do.
It's kind of
She has as many credentials as us.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, so there has been an attempt at making controversy out of what Doge is doing. First of all, right off the bat, we're going to knock the easy one out of the way. There is hella evidence of stuff being fraudulent in terms of government spending. A lot of it revolves around USAID. I'm sure you've seen this acronym at some point.
Yes, I've seen it.
Now, it doesn't stand for...
I've particularly heard about this, that there's a bunch of waste with that.
Yes. So it doesn't stand for aid. It's a tricky acronym. USAID is what you think it is, but AID, Agency of International Development. It's purely designed just to find ways to spend money and exert soft power internationally. They do stuff like... we didn't get to talk about this whenever it first came up for me.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks.
You remember me bringing up dry sex, right?
Yeah.
So this is a thing that is very rampant in Africa, where the whole idea is that there shouldn't be lubrication involved with sex, so they just cram a bunch of dirt into the woman and all over the penis as well, and they just have awful abrasive sex. That's the way they think. Like a lot of populations in Africa, that's how they think you're supposed to have sex. Which, by the way, jacks up the rate of people getting HIV, because open sores and sexual contact, that's a good way of spreading sexual diseases.
And also, holy shit.
Yeah, so...
Oh, that sounds like an Alabama Hot Pocket, but way worse.
More like a Minnesota fucking microwave burrito.
The fucking...
It was quick...
dirt on the dick, so you have a dirt condom, and you have dirt birth control.
Yeah. Oh, and just...
And the roughest sex of your life.
Yeah, so they're sending millions of dollars worth of condoms to places that aren't going to use them. They just don't understand what it's for. A funny anecdote was someone went over there to do work around condoms, right? And he showed them how to use it with a stick. Came back 2 years later, there was sticks with condoms on them hanging up in the house. Those condoms were not being used for sex. They thought that's the ritual, put the rubber on the stick and then you're protected. It's
fertility gods have spoken.
Yeah, a very literal group of people in that case.
Yeah. So you should have put it on a banana.
You get USAID spending money on all kinds of pet projects. I mean, some of these names of agencies and people getting tens of millions, if not billions of dollars. Some of them are going to surprise you. I promise all these are real. I'm going to hit you with 3. The Institute for Pillow Fluffing. This is a real thing that we spent $50 million on as a nation.
Okay.
Fucking, what's another good one?
Can I tell you what I heard?
Sure.
I heard that the money we sent to Ukraine, they didn't get all of it.
Well, it's complicated, right? Because Ukraine is a little different than what we're talking about with USAID.
Oh, I thought that was USAID. Okay.
No, Ukraine got the monetary value of everything that we attributed to them. The problem is it came in the forms of like weapons and vehicles. It didn't come in cash. And so when they're whining about not getting all their money, one, Ukraine corrupt top to bottom. People are skimming off the top before it gets to the front line.
Yeah, I know Zelensky bought his wife a Bugatti or something.
Yeah, and he's one of the most vocal complainers about, we need to go, well, of course we're not going to, once we saw that you spent $1 million on a car for your wife, and which, by the way, it's not cool. He's suspended democracy. He's refusing to allow election to be held. He is holding that country hostage. They don't want him anymore, and he knows that. That's why he's not letting an election happen.
Right.
But, yeah, but between people skimming off the actual money, and they got their full value in weapons and vehicles. So I don't really want to hear them complaining about, we did not get all the money. Like, what? Okay, yeah, you missed out on a couple of Bugattis. Fuck you. But that's different than USAID. They're doing other stuff. Like, they're basically trying to force the queer culture that we have in the United States on the entire globe. They funneled tens of millions of dollars into, it's literally just called transgender comics in Peru. They're making comic books about being trans.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was like comedians. Okay.
No.
Like a comic like that.
They're just like, let's make a bunch of gay comic books. Make it in Peruvian or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy, insane waste of money. And a lot of what USAID does as well is fund entirely the operations of various NGOs, non-government organizations, which can be a very broad-reaching label.
Yeah.
There's
like
a lot
the pillow
of
fluffers.
yeah, pillow fluffers, but it even goes into like the Twitch streaming community. We've talked about Vosh before. You know that name? If you don't, all you need to know, he's a Twitch streamer. He said that a lot of his money is going away, and he's been doing a couple of very egregious rounds of e-begging, being like, guys, if you don't pay for this, I can't do this anymore. Very clearly making himself out to be. We'll never get it confirmed or denied, but kind of seems like the government was paying Vosh to stream, and
What? Dude, government, hey.
they're doing a ton of destabilizing work. And one of the best figures that you can go and listen to, he's done a lot of spots on people's shows, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, but he has done his own writing on this as well.
Yeah.
Go look up Mike Benz. He has made it his life's work to root out government fraud. And the crazy thing is, of course, there's not going to be as much proof as you need. And Musk talked about this in a couple of appearances he's made with Trump. When the government signs a check, they're supposed to go into the form, put who it's going to, and the reason for this expenditure of, again, it's taxpayer money.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, they just don't put why am I spending this? They don't fill out that field. A lot of times, they don't even fill out who it's going to. We are sending out so many blank checks, it's ridiculous. And the problem, you can't have a counterfactual on it because you can see the money being spent. But if there's no reason given to it, if there's no recipient,
address, yeah.
like, you know, it's hard to show
The
somebody
receipts
that.
don't matter then at that point. Like you have the ledger, but
Yeah.
like for what?
This whole,
Just to balance the checkbook at that point.
yeah, this whole strata, this whole way of getting money around and waste and fraud, it's all set up on plausible deniability. So,
That's what it seems like.
yeah, the only way to stop it, like, you stop spending.
How irresponsible can they get?
I mean, we
Take responsibility. Take accountability. You're a fucking government.
yeah.
That's how that works.
All the people that are complaining about what Doge is doing, those are the people who are getting their funding cut. They're like, oh my God, I don't get money for free anymore. I can't steal from this country anymore. There's no counterfactual that you can offer them because the receipts are so obfuscated. But yeah, all the complainers are just mad that the tap's getting cut off. If that makes sense. There was some stuff in there about like Congress doesn't have any oversight. They were never supposed to. Congress is supposed to do one thing, legislate. That's the only thing they're supposed to do is pass laws.
Well, they have a couple other things. Congress declares war.
Okay. they shouldn't be allowed to do
I think
that.
they
but
do. Should,
yeah, you're right.
They make the budget, and I think they collect taxes. I think Congress is.
So do they oversee the IRS?
Well, now I'm confused. Actually, maybe not. No, IRS is a bureaucracy part of the executive branch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's them, but they set the tax rate in Congress or whatever, right?
Yeah. But again,
Anyway.
that's more of a law than a policy.
Yeah. But Congress legislates. That's their main thing. But they do have that. They do have some other things they do, like they have to impeach or they do amendments and things. But that's kind of like a law. I don't know. It gets confusing. Anyway, they do have the power to declare war. The president cannot declare war.
That's fucked up if you ask me.
I think it makes perfect sense.
If
Checks and balances.
If you are the commander in chief,
Checks and balances.
you should be the one who decides what happens with your armed
Well,
forces.
should one man make that decision, or should the group of people that represent the entire country make that decision?
We already know that I'm a monarchist. You don't have to rub it in.
See, and that's where the truth goes. If you want fast decision making, yeah, that's why the president has is it 60-day something? He has a leeway of like some sort of time period where he can send troops somewhere without Congress, without declaring war. But then Congress has to declare war if they want to do that.
So, I mean, yeah, that probably falls under one of the scopes for like states of emergency, etc.
So because of all this fraud and stuff, they haven't funded the government yet. They haven't made the government fund, so there might be a government shutdown soon.
That happened every year Biden was in office. That's nothing new. It's a problem now because Orange Man bad. Like, what point is?
Yeah, and then also like the prices have rose, but I mean,
Yep, prices
it's-
are always going to
it's-
go up.
Yeah, it's only been a little bit. Let's see.
You know whose fault prices are? Companies.
They're gonna cut out food aid. 40 million.
Well, they're gonna be adjusting SNAP and EBT.
It says. Two Republican lawmakers told Meredith Lee Hill of Politico that Republicans expect to cut food aid for more than 40 million low-income Americans. The House Agriculture Committee is eyeing about 150 billion in cuts to supplemental nutrition programs, 4.5 trillion in tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations, and an increase of 4 trillion in the debt ceiling. So just goes back to the Republican Party in general. That's a Republican Party thing. Trump is no exemption from that, and you voted for it.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like a lot of the common people and the workers voted for Trump because of the immigration policy, and they didn't really think about the other stuff that was going to happen.
Well, one, that's the most important pressing issue that needs to be taken care of. Like, immigration fraud is the gravest threat to our nation, and it is being addressed and in a good and expeditious manner. So that's awesome. I do want to put a caveat there on the cuts toward food. Those are specifically, they're coming up with that number from what no longer qualifies under SNAP EBT. The whole idea, and this comes mostly from RFK Jr., Health Human Services policy, they want to make it so like you can't buy junk food with SNAP. And junk food, another very severe problem facing this nation. Unfortunately, it's some of the most affordable stuff, but it's also killing people at a drastic rate.
Not nutritious.
It's stuff that literally, they've proven in labs that it causes cancer, okay? And then the number one thing that kills people after cancer, the top two causes of death, cancer is number two, the number one killer is heart disease. And both of those are almost always comorbid with obesity. Like, it is bad for your body to carry too much weight. It's just a fact. It's not a moral failing if you're fat. We don't need to rub it in people's faces, but like,
Yeah.
you're not healthy if you're carrying too much weight. It just is what it is. So when you see those numbers coming from, they're getting cut from food spending, they're still getting the same amount of money. They can still feed themselves. It's just going to be more focused toward, stuff that's actually going to do your body good.
Well, the way this was worded makes it seem like 40 million families are not going to get money anymore.
Yeah, it's called propaganda.
But I agree. Like, if you're going grocery shopping, this is just a tip for you. Shop on the outside of the store. Not like outside the store, but shop on like the perimeter of the store. Don't shop as much in the middle and all those aisles with all the junk food is, processed food. Shop where like the meat is. Shop where the produce is. Shop where the dairy is. Don't. you don't need to be going in that middle, buying all that processed shit. That's just gonna,
But buy food, not treats.
Right? Yeah. Buy stuff that's like more fresh and more,
Treats are
real.
okay sometimes, but let's make your cart more food than it is treats. That's a great place to start.
Yeah.
Also, you said the buzzword a couple of times. This is a personal campaign that I'm trying to start. I really dislike the idea of processed food. I dislike hating it. And just calling something processed, you're not actually addressing the problem with it.
Oh, okay.
You kind of do want your food to be processed in some way.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right?
It needs to be made clean. It needs to be made better.
Yeah, but
When
you know
people
what
talk about processed food, they're talking about junk.
Yeah,
fake shit.
like industrialized, like
Like a Twinkie.
like you're having sawdust
Sawdust.
in your cereal and shit,
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
So that's not good.
Kraft mac and cheese, Kraft single, a
Junk.
Kraft single.
Junk is bad, but let's just call it junk. Processing things is good. You want there to be
Oh,
some
okay.
level.
Is this now a debate about raw milk?
Dude, raw milk is the stupidest shit. It's like if you're into raw milk, I can only assume that you need to be put in an insane asylum. You are verifiably retarded if you're a raw milk enjoyer. But we're getting too far away from the point. Let's go back in here. Is there anything else we need to talk about with that?
There's a lot of stuff about Russia and U.S. about how Trump apparently loves Russia. Let's see. Trump has been talking about demanding $500 billion worth of Ukraine's mineral resources in exchange for continued U.S. support. The Ukraine Defense Contact Group that was put together by Biden, Secretary of Defense Hegseth suggested a new position where he echoed Putin's demands about returning Ukraine's pre-2014 borders, and the U.S. will not support NATO membership for Ukraine. Because the U.S. wants to focus on its own borders, so Europe should have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's
And then Trump's apparently going to talk with Putin alone and not Zelensky. No Zelensky, just Putin.
yeah.
To deal with it.
I wouldn't want to talk to him either.
And he's going to maybe take some of the sanctions off of Russia for trade and stuff, so they,
That's good.
And then-
so it's been a while since we've checked in on we've talked about all the Russia stuff, right?
There's one more thing though, just real quick, because I think we talked about this. The guy from the Silk Road. What was
yeah,
his name?
Ross Ulbricht. He's
Okay,
great.
never mind. Not who I was thinking of then. Apparently, Trump swapped U.S. teacher Mark Fogel for Alexander Vinnik, who was a kingpin of Russian cybercrime. Funny enough, he made ransomware. But apparently, I think they switched the Russian cybercrime guy for a teacher that got caught up in some bullshit and got detained in Russia.
Well,
He was detained in 2021.
Wow, we left him over. What was the Biden administration doing? Why did we leave people there so long? That's insane to me. Thank God we have them back.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I don't care who we had to trade to get one U.S. citizen is worth more than any other leverage we could get out of a foreign prisoner.
Yeah. So it's just some interesting
For
stuff.
the
coming.
record, I felt this way the whole time. I was really excited when we got Brittany Griner back, for example.
That's the basketball player or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
She got
So-
caught up on like weed in China.
Yeah,
or some
she
shit.
had. I thought that was Russia. She had like a vape pen.
Either way, I'm always in favor of getting Americans back.
For sure, and it's just interesting that the leftist, I guess the Democratic point of view of this stuff. I guess.
Yeah, it's in a way I can be sympathetic to it, right? Because if you don't know a lot about it, Russia does look like a huge bully. And it's certainly not good that there's been armed conflict for this long. In the modern era, it's kind of unheard of. If you go back 100 years, what has gone on in Ukraine is already enough to have started a world war.
Yeah, and they were kind of blaming Trump for like the war. Like they were kind of saying like in his first term that he was like cool with Putin, but like it didn't happen then. It happened later.
And
So, I don't
being
know.
cool with somebody is going to give them reasons to maybe not do a large-scale land war. So turns out you have to make friends and be nice to the international community, and then bad stuff doesn't happen.
Or at least be able to negotiate.
No. I mean, the reason that the U.S. has even funneled so much money into this is directly related to the Biden crime family. Fucking Hunter sat on the board of Burisma, which is like the biggest energy company in
Right.
Ukraine. We've talked about this before.
No, that's been discussed plenty, yeah. So we might stop giving it as much aid as we have to Ukraine.
It's a good idea.
Then we're going to make Europe do everything.
They should. You know, it's
They're the ones who care.
it's very much their problem.
Just kidding, but-
It is not us. And I mean, they kind of should care, but, and I've harped on this plenty. The only reason that there is armed conflict right now in that region is because the West has encroached so much on Russia to begin with. Like this conflict, this current iteration of it started in 2021, but it goes back even further when you consider things like 2014 and the lead up to that, all the money that George Soros was funneling in to dissident groups to destabilize Ukraine specifically. If you Google the color revolutions, you can learn all about that if you want to.
I think we talked about that.
I brought them
actually
up before,
Yeah.
but nice reminder.
Yeah.
It's like the West has constantly, just really since the end of World War II, just encroached and encroached and encroached upon the Slavic regions and the western border of Russia, antagonizing them for no fucking reason. By the way, without Russia's help, we wouldn't have beat Hitler. So, talk about being ungrateful.
I think you're leaving out the whole Cold War, but yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. The Cold War was a continual progress of antagonizing Russia for no fucking reason. So what if they want to have a nuke? We have more than they have ever built, by the way.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the other countries and shit that got fucked over, like the Iron Curtain.
Yeah,
But I guess what you saying?
they wanted to try communism.
Okay.
Everybody at some point wants to try communism. It's called being in your 20s.
You know what?
Then
I see that in the U.S. actually.
then you grow up and you realize maybe communism sucks, and you get over it, which Russia did. So, I mean, even China, they only pretend to be communist.
They only pretend, yeah. They're totally being capitalist, but
Yeah, Cuba's done with it. I think the only people doing communism right now are Vietnam and North Korea, and it's only going good for one of them. Turns out the only place on the planet you can do communism is Vietnam. It doesn't work anywhere else.
oh shit. But yeah, I just read that and that was just interesting. I wanted to see what your counterpoints were because you are more educated on it than I am.
I try to be. Like I'm
You stay up on that kind of shit more than I do.
by no means an expert, so definitely fact check me. Do your own research, but
I wanted to see what the fuck my aunt was posting.
yeah, and like I said at the beginning of my tirade, it's an understandable perspective. Like if you don't know a couple of things, you're gonna be like, holy shit, Russia's evil. You look into it a little bit and you're like, why are we so mean to Russia? Like, this doesn't make sense. They could be a great partner on the world stage. It benefits very few.
Could you imagine if U.S. and Russia were tight? That would be like the two superpowers in alliance. No one stands a chance.
We might actually get some shit done for once.
We get a lot of shit done. And I don't know if it'd be good or bad.
Dude, fucking throw the wild card in there. What if us and Russia were cool? Then we linked up with China. Oh, it'd be raps for the globe, dude.
Would that be Ruck? Kerr? No, it'd be America, so it'd be Rack.
Rack 'em. What a throwback.
Russia, America, China. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, unrelated to this, but something that is more in my wheelhouse.
Sure.
Which was that whole drama.
Oh yeah,
Content
you said
and
there's
shit.
an update in terms of let's speed everybody up here. Ethan Klein, Hassan the streamer, Hassanav, I don't know.
Hassan Parker.
Piker.
Hassan Piker.
Yeah. So Ethan Klein, Hassan Piker, two big internet names. Ethan tried to put Hassan in his place. That's what we talked about last time.
Yeah, a while back, yeah.
What's
then last week I talked that Hassan wanted to debate him, right?
Yeah.
So I found out, like, I didn't watch Hassan's response, but I found out some stuff. So what comes after a nuke?
Fallout.
A fallout. It certainly does. And who took the fallout? Who took the brunt of this fallout? It actually was not Hassan. Because there was a really funny comment this guy made. It was like, they did some activist thing, some creators for Palestine or something. And the guy responded because like Ethan Klein said some shit about it, about the money they made. And he was like, bro, like, everyone knew Hassan was a socialist. It's not a secret. Like, I thought that was pretty funny.
So what he's built his whole thing on.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, honestly. But I thought the original content nuke was funny and awesome because I don't like Hassan. I think both of us don't have too much of a favorable opinion, just because his content's not that great.
Yeah, he's had moments. He's had, but everyone has moments.
Everyone has moments. He's definitely a charismatic guy.
Yeah,
but
as a human being, I'm sure he's fine. But I don't like his output.
Yeah, and then all the violent political extremism that he promotes is a little rough. But he also goes against some political violence extremism because this is a big thing from the content nuke that Ethan Klein misrepresented it and took out of context. There was a clip of apparently there were some Jewish settlers in Israel. Well, I guess Israeli settlers. I don't know if they were Jewish or not. But they probably were mostly Jews.
Important distinction, believe it or not.
I think they were Jews, though. I think they were like some like weird sect that's like.
I mean, hey, we covered it
recently.
What I mean? Sometimes sex happens.
Yeah, like it's like a sect that's like really fucking, like. And so
it wasn't also left to whore, was it?
No, it was not. It was not left to whore. It's some other group. Anyway, they were shipping supplies, aid supplies to Gaza from West Bank. The settlers stopped the trucks in the West Bank and threw all the aid out and destroyed it. Like food and whatever else.
Oh, that happened more than once, yeah.
Yeah, but like this was one particular instance, and Hassan watched a video of it on his stream and was talking about how terrible it was, but then also said something about, I hate this word, but talked about inbred and shit, But like, it makes a little more sense when you think about the sect, because the sect is very strict in like who they can have marry and stuff. I guess they're very,
They often happens in a cult.
Yes. They take their religion very seriously in that sect. Anyway. So Ethan misrepresented that and said, these guys just look like normal dudes. They look like they're handing out charity or something. Because they were carrying the boxes of aid. But they were throwing them away.
To go destroy the aid.
Yeah. So, but honestly, I don't mind some of Ethan's points because you know me. Heart goes out to all the innocents. The Israeli innocents, the Israeli innocents, the Palestinian innocents. My heart goes out to all of them. Any violence is bad like that, like against these people. But you can't overlook the one side. You can't just focus on one side's bad wrongdoing. You gotta be able to say both. And he is a hypocrite because he'll talk about how people like discredit like the Israeli people that got raped, and like I hate to use that word, but like the people that got tortured and stuff, the hostages and by Hamas. Israeli soldiers did some of the same shit, and he's like, this is just like a little blurb. Where's the evidence?
That's really crazy to deny too, because like,
I mean, you could at least just be like, oh man, if this is true, this is terrible. He could have at least said that. Instead, he just went up, just said, nah, this is probably fake.
That's really crazy for him to deny, because that was one of the biggest over the entire time period of. I can honestly consider the current chapter closed. It has reached a conclusion.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest news stories out of that whole time period it was like a big problem in Israel of like they were making a cultural level decision of like, are we or are we not cool with our soldiers raping prisoners of war? Like the video leaked of 6 guys just sodomizing the fuck out of a POW. There was videos on the ground of people trying to break into the jail. Where they put some of those guys in jail because be clear, the decision was Israel decided no, raping POWs is wrong.
Right.
There was a large amount of people who tried to like break those rapists out of prison. They were going to tear down that jail, being like, no, he should have actually been allowed to do that.
Ultimately, wild.
Yeah, so that was like one of the biggest stories.
Not a Sha-Boom.
And then like, It was a turning point of like, and thank God they made the right decision as a culture. Like, yeah, raping POWs is wrong.
Yeah.
But that was one of the biggest stories. So like, it was a huge turning point.
And I just feel like some people only focus on one side or the other's wrongdoings. You got to focus both, you know.
Amen.
And then Ethan Klein, just over the past like couple weeks after the fallout, has made his show, and it is just he just keeps milking this Hassan thing, and it is not looking good. The fallout is not looking good. Ethan Klein is losing.
Yeah, no.
It's funny because he made the attack, and it's like it's going downhill. But I do think some of the words that were said against him are a little messed up. Because I mean, he was a little disingenuous. He said he didn't know what a Zionist leftist talking point was, but yet he uses them all the time. But I don't think that those talking points are bad, personally.
I mean, if it's
If Israel wants to defend itself, it should be able to. I don't think that that's necessarily a wrong talking point. But it is a Zionist leftist talking point. You can't say you don't know what one is if you use them.
yeah, it's
I mean, that's all I'm saying in that situation.
disingenuous is probably the perfect way to phrase that.
I think he's disingenuous. I mean, it's not like Hassan isn't either. Okay, do you know?
I'm not going to bat for some.
I'm not batting for either of the characters in this. I just want to say that that after watching that video, I got real pumped, and then I realized later I was kind of like, so I want you guys to have the full scoop.
Hell
All
yeah.
I'm doing. Just a little update.
Doctor.
Yeah. This show, we don't like either of those guys.
They both suck. Fucking, let's turn the brightness up.
Hell yeah.
We'll stay international, but
Yeah.
we can go out on a fun story.
For sure.
The Battle of the Four Nations is happening in the Great White North. The 4 best countries at hockey are going head to head. And
The Great White North.
you have to play hockey where it's cold, eh?
Are we talking about Canada? That's what I was confused. Are we talking about Northern Europe or are we talking about
So I
Canada?
don't know where they're actually doing it, but I mean, the United States, Canada, Sweden, and I can just look this up. I don't know who the 4th nation is, and now it's going to bother me.
Okay.
But it's going down, and brother, you can easily guess how it's going. That was your prompt to start guessing.
Canada.
No, they're going. Canada's doing bad.
Really? I figured Canada would win. They're like all about hockey.
Yeah, you'd think that, but they had to go up against us.
Would we send in Ovechkin? He's Canadian, but we can have him.
I'm pretty sure Ovechkin's retired.
I'm pretty sure he's retired too, yeah. But maybe we send him back in for one last hat trick?
Okay, so the 4th one was Finland. So Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the United States. Obviously, Finland and Sweden are going to be the pairing that goes. You split 4 people up. Pairs have to happen. So Canada and U.S. This is what I want to talk about. The first 90 seconds of that game. Guess how many fights there were? 3 fights in the first 90 seconds.
In the first minute and a half, there was 3 fights.
Yeah. The U.S. beat the bricks off of them in all 3 fights. It's hockey, so you know it's like we're taking the gloves off, we're throwing the sticks away, we're squaring up.
Brutal.
Beat the bricks off of them, dude. And fucking blowout in terms of the score. I like watch an awesome highlight reel of just the U.S. just dunk after dunk after dunk. Let me look up what the actual score of that match was.
We're just so good at sports, dude.
Yeah. 6-2, dude. Eliminated, creamed, clobbered them, dude.
Okay.
So yeah, USA, we stay winning. We are the champs.
On top.
Always gonna be number 1. Nothing you can do about it. We're beating you in the trade war. We're beating you at hockey, which was supposed to be your thing. Canada is cool. Don't get me wrong. I love Canada. Shouts out to all the Canadians in the world. Every single one of them. Even the
citizens.
Yeah, you know what?
Or the people that live there.
Fuck a visa holder.
Okay. Anyone that lives in Canada. The people.
Canada's awesome, dude.
Ah.
Dude, the mysterious land of Toronto, Canada.
Okay, yeah. But I just think about free healthcare, but it's not free.
I mean, free healthcare, but you gotta wait 12 weeks.
No, but it's not free. If you're homeless, you don't get it.
I mean,
You gotta have ID and pay taxes a year to get your healthcare.
that's how it should be everywhere.
Well, I mean, in that case, I mean, we just pay for it in general, so.
The world has their healthcare subsidized by the United States. We all know this.
Okay. Big pharma, baby.
But that's cool. I like seeing us win, especially in such a dramatic fashion.
Oh, you know what? I saw a Trump version of something like this, like a Trump supporter version, where they were talking about like a Democratic response to all this bullshit. And this it was like Elon Musk points out fraudulent spending. Oh my God, Elon, fire him! Fire Elon! And it was like RFK Jr. tries to make shit healthy. But that's literally Big Pharma's job.
Very good.
I love putting things in the hands of corporations. Let's go. They know what's best for me.
Forget that.
But I mean, I don't know. Regulations is a touchy subject, but that's cool that we we're doing good in hockey. Have we played the other teams?
No. It shit just started this weekend rather. So
Nice.
yeah, not a whole lot of time. They're probably playing right now.
Okay.
And you know who's winning? It's definitely us.
Definitely big old Uncle Sam.
Which I guess before we go here, we can talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. 'Cause you said Uncle Sam, and that made me think of the halftime show.
Okay. Oh, was that was this past Sunday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. After our last episode. So.
See, that's the problem with when we shoot the show is we're a football podcast in a lot of ways, but the best football always happens on Sunday night, so we don't get to talk about it until a week later. But fucking the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, he got Samuel L. Jackson to play Uncle Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the worst halftime show in years.
Oh.
It was not very
Are you
good.
one of them?
No.
There's a lot of people that criticize the halftime show. What's your criticism?
It was way more, like, to me, a halftime show should be entertaining. It should be exciting. It should give the people who are at the event or organized around it, like if you're watching it on TV, it should be like a cool and fun thing. And instead, it was very much more of a Kendrick Lamar concert type thing. It was way too conceptual. Like,
It was very conceptual.
he was doing too much. In isolation, I can give it its artistic merit. I respect what he was doing. It was pretty cool, except for the fact that he was wearing women's jeans. I don't like my rappers to cross-dress. That's just me. But, you know, like...
Okay, the biggest supporter of trans rights on this. I'm just kidding.
Wow. You're really going to try and conflate being trans with cross-dressing? Those are
No, I'm
completely
kidding.
different things.
I was kidding.
Bigot.
I was kidding. Whoa! You can't throw that word around.
I'm just playing, big dog. Chill.
Oh, I'm gonna cry, dude.
I'll give you a hug after.
Oh, thanks.
But, you know, if it was in isolation, take it in isolation, good job, Kenny. As a halftime show, it stunk.
You know
It
what?
should be fun.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, all these people that were misunderstanding it, I thought that was funny. Like, the people that said it was bad because they're like, "Ew," it's like, well, the actual thing, like, made sense. Like, he was giving a message about.
Yeah, what he did was cool. It just sucked as a halftime.
Yeah, as a halftime show, I've seen better.
You know,
Like, the Weeknd. The
I was
Weeknd's
gonna
halftime
say
show was good.
that was a really good halftime show. Did
Yeah.
he say anything there? No.
No.
He wasn't supposed to. That's not the time and place to say something.
And honestly, rap is kind of hard as a genre to do for a halftime show. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I was watching it with my folks. They didn't understand what he was saying at all. They did not get any words out of that show.
I mean, pretty much the only popular thing that people would even know that he performed was Not Like Us.
Yeah, and he like waited so long. He's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it.
And I'll give him, it was a great moment when he was like crossing across the stage. He found the camera, he looked deep into it, and he was like, hey Drake, I heard you like young.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which, it's wild that he's gotten away with that for so long because, let's be clear, this whole thing about calling Drake a pedophile, like, has he done any crimes?
I don't think there's any evidence yet, right?
So, no evidence. It has gone way. He's just straight up getting away with defamation constantly.
The only thing that we know for sure is that Millie Bobby Brown, right? When she was younger.
Yeah, but shouts out to her. She was able to. She knew on her own right to shut that down. I was like, yeah, I don't like the way he texts me all the time. I don't really like that. I'm not gonna be friends with you, dude. I'm 15.
Okay.
So she shut it down for her own self. But like that's the only thing that we even close to know as confirmed.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, at this point, he's just like straight up doing libel.
And then I remember Drake in his song "Family Matters" or whatever talked about Kendrick beating his wife. I don't think that has evidence, does it?
There's police records, dude. It's confirmed.
I have no idea. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of a hypocrite. Still like him though. Some of the best music made this century.
For sure.
By Kendrick.
And I will say,
by both of them. Actually,
I disagree with you about underrecognizable songs. Humble and DNA were both in there, and Squabble Up. And I like Squabble Up from the new album, but that's like the only one I really liked because the other songs were just kind of chill. You know, they didn't really leave an impact on me. But that one and Humble and DNA, I recognize all those. Those were cool. It would have been funny if you did Poetic Justice.
I told you that if I were blue in that dark room, would you trust it?
But yeah, because
Or the Drake verse on that song.
Because Drake's on that song. That's the funny part. But
When I see that thing move.
the actual game. We're gonna move on to the game.
Dude, embarrassing.
6 sacks on Mahomes.
2 pick six.
One of them was a touchdown.
That's what a pick six is
Yeah.
when you intercept for a touchdown. Patty threw 2 of them. That's insane. So already, we all know I'm a Birds fan. Let's go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
You are a Birds fan, that's right. So that's a big win for you.
Yeah, Philly sports in general. I love the Phillies. I love the 76ers.
Yeah, also the most rowdy football fans.
That's why I'm a Philly fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, those are my people, dog. But yeah, they spent so. Here's the real failing, right? The Chiefs on defense, they got scored on so much because all they did was focus on Saquon Barkley, one of the best receivers in the league. Don't get it twisted. Of course, you want to try and shut him down, but that opened up the entire rest of the offense to do their thing. Shouts out to Jalen Hurts. Played a hell of a game.
Did.
Roll Tide, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. There's your catchphrase again.
But and then when the Chiefs were on offense, here's a crazy fact. Let's really put a bow on this. Kendrick Lamar during the halftime show moved more yards than the Chief offense did the entire game.
Yeah, they didn't really score until the end, and it was just because the Phillies let them. The Eagles were like, "Yeah, we've done enough damage. I think we'll let them. I think we won't go as hard on defense."
Give them one.
Because I've heard they said the Eagles' defense is amazing. So, and you could kind of see it from this performance that they were amazing. And I think in the fourth quarter they were just kind of like, you know what, we get to go off the gas a little bit. It's okay. We'll take the knee at the end.
I think they straight up started putting some second stringers in there just to be like, "Hey kid, you want to play in the Super Bowl?"
Hey kid.
Yeah. You ever been to the Super Bowl? Which I want to highlight this, and Lord forgive me for not remembering this kid's name. 24 years old, a white cornerback. They don't make those anymore.
Yeah.
On his birthday, the Super Bowl was his birthday. Not only was he playing, he was one of the guys to get a pick six off of Mahomes.
Yeah, is he that one? Yeah, I remember him. He was the first pick six.
So fucking white corners they're back. Love to see it.
Wonderful.
But what a birthday, right? Imagine that. 24 years old, your team already made it to the biggest show in your field, in your sport. And you get to fucking catch an interception for a touchdown?
Yeah.
That's a Super Bowl, dog, on your birthday, dude.
Banana bread at work, dude? Hell yeah.
So, a pretty cool game all around. Shouts out to Kenny. I know I talked a little bit of shit. Good show, bad time. That's what I have to say about that. And the football.
Could have been a way better show. Could have been
For
a better
sure.
show. He could have made it so much cooler. It was so simple. It was just so simple. It was just him just rapping, and there were some dancers. I like the patriotic imagery. At one point, the dancers, they looked like a flag, the American flag. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I gotta share what Kid Rock had to say about that, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it totally went over Jimmy Kimmel's head, but they were talking about this on Kimmel's show, whichever one that is.
Jimmy Kimmel had on Kid Rock. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, Kendrick Lamar turned DEI into an IED. It was all just only black people up there. That was not inclusive, that's exclusive. And I thought that was funny as fuck. And I was like, Kid Rock, you're right, that is funny. Well, I mean, what was more funnier was the lack of reaction out of Kimmel. Like,
Yeah, because he can't say anything about that.
well, there's nothing to do but laugh. Like, what Kid Rock said was objectively funny.
IED, is that the birth control?
No.
It's IUD.
IED, improvised explosive device.
Yeah, that's a bomb.
It's
right?
it's anything that is literally not like a missile. If it explodes, I mean,
Like a pipe bomb.
fucking a firework can be an IED, brother.
Yeah. So.
But you know, it was funny. Like, there was
Kendrick brought his homies for this one.
literally did some cool ass shit. Very Gillis.
I like that Samuel L. Jackson was there. That was cool.
Always gotta love that. Sammy J. If he's there, I'm into it. So,
Yeah.
like I said, cool concept. I'm not hating on the concept. I thought the content was great. It's just not at halftime, brother. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We need some bangers. We need some bangers. Some big choreographies. Big stage. I like
know-
that he had SZA. That was cool.
True.
She was looking fine, dude. She
Before
was looking fine on that stage.
I have to say one more thing. Lil Wayne was robbed. That should have been his show.
Really? Was that supposed to be his?
Well, it's New Orleans, first of all.
Okay.
Wayne is from the lower Ninth
It's
Ward.
from
Dude.
Holly Grove.
He's from New Orleans.
Yeah, I know. It's Holly Grove's in New Orleans.
Fucking, it should have been his show. You know, people would have had more fun. It would have been more of a halftime
Okay,
show.
Lil Wayne would have definitely made it more of a halftime show for sure. But Lil Wayne hasn't been popular in years. I mean, he's still popular with all the people in my generation because of all his music. But has he released anything new?
It doesn't matter. The legacy, dude. He's easily.
I mean,
top,
true. They had like Prince on there.
He's
didn't they?
easily top 3 rappers of all time. In his hometown, how are you not going to give him the show? That, to me, that was.
I think it's just because Kendrick's more relevant right now.
Unfortunately, but that's what happens when you partner up with Apple Music. I digress. It should have been Wayne's show. That's all I want to say. I'm done with that now.
You sound like Kanye right now.
Yeah, I spent the entire budget.
Taylor Swift had a great video, but Beyonce should have won this.
I'd sound like Kanye if I says, yeah, I spent the whole budget on these teeth and this spot. So, shooting the commercial on the iPhone again. Cody, easy.com.
Oh my god.
What a commercial.
You knew I was talking about. You knew what I was talking about. I was talking about the
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, that's exactly. I won't say what kind of doctors they were. They were Taylor Swift doctors. Yeah, dude. Actually, one of my favorite parts about the Super Bowl is the fact that Taylor Swift has to go home with a loser. That's pretty funny.
And the fact that they put her on the Jumbotron.
Not a fan of Taylor.
They put her on the Jumbotron one time. Of course, she was with Ice Spice. She only ever watches football with Ice Spice, who we love, by the way.
Yeah,
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice shakes ass. I love it.
And she's finally getting thick again, too, so.
Like,
But they put her on the Jumbotron one time, Taylor Swift. The entire stadium booed. That was such a cathartic moment for me. You know.
oh, and then one
I'm not
other.
the biggest hater in the world, but you see somebody win for that long, it's nice to see them take a small L.
Yeah, that's the same way I felt about the Super Bowl. Is I'm glad the Chiefs lost. They win too much.
Thank you.
And then one other thing is Tom Brady was a commentator. Not a great commentator.
So corny, dude. He kept finding so many ways to be like, yeah, back when I won a Super Bowl, this is like he didn't even talk about the game. He was just talking about himself.
Legendary football player,
One of the best to ever do it.
but commentator, he's got to work on it a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought some of it was insightful, but I thought most of it was just kind of, I was like, Tom Brady, you got to chill.
He was just jerking himself off. He brought up Gronk 3 times.
You did. You sure did. He was like, yeah, I would have thrown that pass to Gronk. I was like, dude, shut up.
We get it, bro. Put the commentary in the bag.
You were at Tampa Bay, shut up. And my parents kept talking about how his wife left him because he wanted to play an extra year of football. It's like, damn.
Nah, see, the real fact about that is she was going to leave anyway. He decided to keep doing football because his wife was already cheating on him. Like, people get the order confused on that. People think that she left him and cheated on him because he kept playing. Nah, he knew about the cheating and he was like, well, I guess I keep playing football then.
Oh, see, I heard that it was, they moved to Florida because he was going to retire. He was like, you know what, I want to play one more year. So she said, fine, you could do that, but not anymore. And then he was like, another year, and then she was like, I'm done with this. That's what I heard.
Nah.
But how the hell do you cheat on Tom Brady?
I mean, when you're Giselle, when you're probably...
Oh, she's a model, isn't she?
I'm pretty sure that she was the model that launched even the idea of supermodels. Like, she was like the she was the blueprint, dog. Like, when you're Giselle, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but
Also, if you leave him, all that happens is you get more opportunities and you get some of his money.
Tom Brady is Johnny Football. He's the handsome little star of it. Like he's,
Dude, I'm sure.
how do you leave that?
I'm sure right now you can think of one couple you know where they like don't make sense looks wise. They don't looks match at all. Fucking people do what they want. The heart wants what the heart wants. Okay. And if you're Giselle and you're like, I can do whatever I want and I can have some of Tom Brady's money still, of course you divorce him. Like, game recognized game. Like,
Okay.
I get it. We're not hating on Giselle here.
I wasn't. I was more like hating on Tom Brady's commentary.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, holy fuck, yeah. We talked about the Super Bowl for too long. Guys, you already know what it is. Twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Monday, Tuesdays, 2v8 mode is out right now on Dead by Daylight. It is a ton of fun. Please come check out the stream. Come see what's going on because it is awesome. It's Chaos City. Yeah, I think I kind of already made a parting shot earlier, so I'll just kind of reiterate that. When you're at the grocery store, stick to the outside of the store, like the perimeter, because that's where all the fresh stuff is. Kind of avoid the junk food in the middle is what he was. I'm not gonna call it processed. Junk food.
Thank you.
Like like the hamburger helper or whatever. You don't need all that. Just.
Turns out hamburger helps all on its own.
But you know what I mean. I don't know if that's a good example or not, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
don't be getting Twinkies.
Yeah,
Skip
yeah.
the Doritos.
Yeah. Try to just stick to like some ground turkey, whatever. Get your fresh veggies.
If you need a snack, get some nuts.
Try to eat right.
Hell yeah. Love that. And over here, you already know. If you don't at this point, how did you get here? Like, if you don't know what my deal is, thanks for clicking, I guess.
Like my chopped liver, I'm over here chilling.
I mean, I'm a word cell, so you'll most likely find me on X, but I digress.
Yeah.
In terms of a parting shot, Ranked Jerkmate came out this week.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
And we did not, but I'm saving it for the parting shot. A couple of tips to help you level up. Duos is a trap, okay? You're going to feed off of your partner's energy, and you're going to arrive too soon. It's not going to help you rank. Other stuff you want to avoid. You're actually going to want to skip lubrication, okay? It's going to feel too good. Again, you're going to arrive too early. That's not how you go from bronze beater to grand master baiter.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach you guys how to get to platinum pounder.
Hey, I'm in low plat right now. I'm kind of stuck in Elo L a little bit.
I'm an emerald edger.
But yeah, what you really want to do, the thing that is probably going to help you the most, I told you some stuff to avoid, but something you want to implement in your matches, start counting. It's going to drive your opponent insane. Their JOI brain, so if you start the countdown, you can force some busts, and then you'll get ahead in your matches.
You're on game chat on Jerkmate.
Yeah.
Dude, that was big. You just hear a bunch of heavy breathing. Shit.
Hit him with a 5, 4, 3. Oh god! And avoid lube. Start the countdowns, and before you know it, you're right there in platinum pounder with me, and we're probably only gonna hit diamond this season. But when the rank reset hits, you hop in I have a whole Discord for this, so just get in there.
Don't get stuck in Golden Gooner, Make it out of there.
Lord, I hate me a golden gooner.
Make it to Emerald Edger at least, like me.
Please. But so that's all you need for Jerkmate. But you still need to do everything else that you already do, which is chop water, carry wood, and most importantly, Sha-Boom.
Mein iPhone rein. Seitdem wir uns kennen, kann ich nicht so gut alleine sein. So Party heute Abend, sag ich nein. Doch jetzt überleg ich zweimal, weil vielleicht kommst du vorbei. Wird Zeit für warme Tage, willst noch alles so machen. Ich fahr rum im Touris und fall auf dich ab. Leben rennt im Zickzack, weißt du wie es knistert. Ich glaub ich bin in Love. Die Zeit bleibt wieder stehen für einen kurzen